there's hay. Come on, big girl, there's hay out here. Where is Jensen? Jensen! Oh, I guess they're so little and they get underneath, right up underneath me. Honey, you better move. Y'all hear that? That's rain. It looks like it was ice earlier. I'm coming. Look at her with a nice hot room. Oh, she's stretching, so I guess she's been in there. I'm gonna bring my ferns in a few minutes when I get through feeding up. I gotta get, Cat's gonna have food this morning. Honestly, right now in my jacket, I'm not even feeling any cold, praise God. I know it is cold out here. I know it is. But I can't even tell y'all what brand this jacket is. It's an awesome farm jacket. It's a man's jacket. And I know it's cold because my face is already cold. But my arms are not. I'm wearing jogging pants, but my legs are cold. I can feel the cold through my legs, but I'm not feeling nothing through my jacket or my gloves. Maybe up here at the top button, because I don't have the top button buttoned. All right, let's go out here. You know what, guys? It actually is going to be kind of maybe not safe for me to take my camera with. Okay, she's had her, she sat in poop. And she sleeps in the, good morning, ladies. She sleeps in the goat house. So I guess she pooped at some point and then it ended up laying. Let's go take care of the goats. Woo. Come on, guys. Okay, let me see. Let's see. I don't know where to sit, y'all. They won't bother you. Move. Pippin, baby, move. All right, come on. Feet. Come on, Pippin. Pippin, come on. You want to eat? Come on. Want to eat? Bilbo, you'll have to come out of the house if you're going to eat. I'm not feeding you in there. Woo. Come on. Hands don't work good with these gloves on. Their buckets, their feed buckets have ice. Feed buckets have ice. Here you go, baby. Three eggs in a go house. I do not know how they didn't step on those. They were right where they walk. Good morning, duck ducks. Y'all have already eaten. Duck duck, y'all already ate today. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful on this cold morning. I don't know how you can stand it. I don't know how you can stand it. In that freezing water. The ice has stopped falling. It was ice, little bitty flakes of ice. And now it is just a mist, cold mist. But when I was unlocking the gate, unlatching the gate a while ago, there was ice accumulated on the metal rings of the chain. Ooh, I should have buttoned up this top button. Probably should have worn a scarf too. Anyway, I'm gonna go this way and open up the gate. That wind, it's cold. Oh, I never even closed the gate. Dadgone. Let's take a look at me. I was thinking I had to hurry up and get over here. Come on, there's hay. Come on, big girl, there's hay out here. Where is Jensen? Jensen! Oh, I guess they're so little and they get underneath, right up underneath me. Honey, you better move. Oh. Go eat, big girl with the poopy butt. She laid. She's so thick. She laid in the goat house. There was 4 goats. There was 2 fresh piles of poop, but one of them you could see all smashed up. I'm gonna tell you one good thing about these ducks, and I know it's a disgusting thing to say, but this was a pile of cow poop. You can't see hardly in this camera, but it's just spread out. It's like it wasn't even there. This here too, right there, honey, just that spot. The ducks, the ducks take care of it. I don't have to drag one of them wire draggers around here to bust up all the cow poop, because the chickens don't even do it as well as the goats do, as the ducks do. It's crazy. All right, come on, look. This is ice. That's ice right there. I know, y'all, you guys up. Emma, come on, it's cold. Come on. Well, it's 5:15. I'm fixing to go out and see if I can't rustle up all the chickens so it's not quite dark yet. If y'all can see out those windows right over there in the door. It's not quite dark yet. My eyes are very dry from, it looked like I have rings under my eyes. Maybe it's just from the wind this morning, and it was windy and they were watering, and I knew they were going to get red and raw, and they do feel red and raw in the corners. So I've been trying to keep myself busy. You know, I went out and did morning chores, and then I found a couple of middle of the day chores to do. I made a meatloaf, so if we do lose power, we already know that my little generator that I got, I did the review on, the Vitamin. We can run the coffee pot, and we can run the microwave. So I made a meatloaf, so that'll give me something to eat. He's got things in the refrigerator that he can heat in the microwave. And then come show the camera what you got. What did Mama make you? Hold it up to the camera. I made him some chocolate chip cookies. I had to find a recipe that wouldn't call for brown sugar, because used the last of the brown. Are you going down there? Yes. I have a football game on. I have the Steelers game on. The Bills, I think. The Bills and the Steelers. Anyway, so I made a meatloaf earlier, and I already had a piece. He had pizza. I did him a pizza in the oven. And then I thought, you know what, I'll make some sweets. That way we can stick them in the refrigerator. And so yeah, I'm fixing to head out. So I've tried to stay busy. And then I sent a message, our family messenger, our family group. And so, and said I made meatloaf if anybody wanted a slice. I assumed that Mom and Lou would be the ones that they wanted some, they would come get it. And I don't even think Mom has seen it. I don't think when I looked at it last that Mom's little, you know, when you go to Messenger, your little face drop, whatever you use as your profile picture flops down, and you know that they've seen it. And first one to see it was Lou, and then she came back and said she had made, I don't remember what all she made, several little foods like stir fry, chicken wings, and something else, and she was just fixing to maybe make some cookies. And I said, LOL, great mind. So I'm fixing to go out and feed Molly, and then call up the chickens and hope I can get most of them. I hate to lose chickens because they refuse to get out of the trees and they freeze to death up there, but I don't know what else to do but try to wrangle them in before it gets completely dark. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope y'all are staying warm. I hope no one's lost power, and if you have, you've had other sources to get some kind of heat or something going in the house. I know Dad's got his fireplace going. He's all kicked back, showed a picture of his feet sitting in front of his fireplace. And I was thinking, oh, I miss having my wood stove that was in my old home, just like theirs. It was the glass front. It was just the wood burning fireplace, wood stove kind, the pipe and all. Just like Dad's. Almost like Dad's. I'd build a fire in it, and you see the fire, and it'd be pretty, and your house would be warm, and you just had to... You had to set your alarm, especially on nights like we're having now. You'd have to set your alarm to get up like in the middle of the night and restoke the fire to make sure your kids woke up to a warm house. So yeah, I missed that. And when I got this house and said something about putting a fireplace in it, Daddy just about went crazy. You don't put a fireplace in that mobile home unless it came with one. You burn the house down around you. You already lost one house, don't want to lose another. And just on and on. So I got that pretty little electric one over there, but I got one on the back. I thought about taking my back porch, and I have that post that's right in the center of my porch, and then the wall going out the back wall. I thought coming up to the post with plastic, and from the post to the side wall where the side door is with plastic, and it would literally box in the living area of that back porch, which would mean the little love seat, the chair, and the fireplace and the TV would all be in its own little spot, and then build a nice, good fire. Could probably, I have that big rug that covers most of the floor. There's a little section of floor over there beside, in front of the TV, where you can see the gaps because it's deck boards. Could probably just throw, I've got 2 or 3 rugs in the closet. Could probably throw down there. But I was just thinking that might allow for some kind of heat source if we lose power and the house starts getting cold. But I never did get the plastic, and I never did staple it up, and I never did anything to do that with. So it's too late now. We only have to make it through one more day of it tomorrow, and then it's supposed to be... Now, if we have any more of these days, we won't know. But before the next round of some kind of Arctic stuff comes down here, I will get plastic, and I will see just how warm I can get that little room if it's walled in. And because it's got the 2 windows, they're down right now, so there's no... And the north side has that one small window, but it also has this door right here that steps out the stairs and goes down to the carport. And I didn't plastic get up that door or the screen that's around the kitchen area at all this year. We just haven't had cold, and I didn't really prepare that back porch. I think because it did something to my mind last year when I brought the ferns on, and I did build a fire, although I didn't stay with it that night, but I did build a fire, brought the ferns, brought Minky, and you know, she was fine, but the ferns had already they had just gotten too cold. It was just too cold. And I was just like, well, the back porch really isn't good for anything in the winter. You just can't do nothing with the back porch. But I got to thinking that would make the room smaller and more compact, and no open slots in the floor. If I throw another small rug down on that one side, the whole floor would be covered with a rug, so there'd be no air coming up under. I was just thinking what you could do if you had to out there. And I think you could makeshift a small room. We were talking about it at lunch because Bennett was saying you couldn't make that warm enough to live, you'd die out there. And I said, well, that back porch is as closed in as some 1700s cabin in the middle of the mountains somewhere that somebody would be living in. They would just have, you know, think about that back then. Their kitchens, bedrooms, and dining rooms, and we're all in one spot with a fireplace is all they had. So I think I could do it, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm just rambling because I ain't done nothing all day, and I just feel like talking to somebody and talking to you guys. I'm going out. I'll see you guys later. So I got the light on in the shop for the cats, and I put down a fuzzy blanket. You can sort of see it laying there on the floor. Anyway, none of the cats are out there yet. I managed Okay, the other day I counted, and I believe I have 29 chickens, I believe. Which is pretty good, because I think I only started out with about 35, and you'd find a carcass of one somewhere randomly. So the other day I counted, just a few days ago, and I believe I counted 29. I could be off by 1 or 2, like maybe 27 or 28, but I believe if I didn't count one twice, then I have 29. I was able to lock up 26 chickens. I didn't know where any other chickens were. I mean, there was 3 on the roof of the goat house. There used to be only 2 that my face is cold and it's stinging as the heat warms it up. There were 2 roosting on the goat house, and now there was 3. But I managed to get out when the daylight was still here, and so when I went to the chicken coop, so many chickens came. I was like, please let this be all of them. Like, they all followed me. And sure enough, when there was already 2 on the post on the porch, but none were in the tree above Minky's house. So I knew they weren't roosted yet. The 2 flew down when I come out to get Molly's food. So when after I fed Molly and I went and locked the gate, then I come back to the chicken yard to keep the goats out of Molly's lane. And I come back to the chicken yard, and all these chickens were around me. So I threw food into the coop, and every one of them but about 4 went in, just ran in like they were happy to go in there and eat. But there was about 4 that I literally had to chase around that stupid chicken yard to make them go. Finally got them all in and locked, shut the door. Then I pushed the button on the little automatic door and made it close right then. So I had all those chickens in there. Then I stood there in the window looking at them, trying to count them. And I was thinking, okay, I think I counted 23. Yeah, I counted 23 in there. And I was like, okay, so there is 6 chickens somewhere. All right, so when I started walking back to the house, there were those same 2 chickens had evidently just made a circle. And when I got past the porch, they went back up. So there was 2 right there. I shooed them down and locked them in. Then there was the one on the fence rail that I just showed y'all the other night was roosting on that rail. I was able just to walk up to her and get her. She didn't fight or nothing. I just picked her up and carried her to the chicken coop. So there was 3. So now there's 26 in the coop. And so I'm missing 3. And then there was one gray one. Where was she? I can't remember now where I found her at, but she gave me heck out there, and she ended up flying up into another tree out by the lane with the big green gate that I put up for Molly to keep the goats in. That little tree right there, that little tallow tree, she flew up into that. And I threw sticks up at her until it finally scared her down. And you know what she did? You know those 2 wooden gates that used to be there, and I'd leaned them against the chicken coop? She had crawled over when she come down out of that tree being scared for me throwing sticks at her. They just leaned up against there. She went up, sort of stepped over them. So it was like a rail in the chicken coop. There's nowhere for her to go. And then she went up into the corner. So there's the fence was here. Those rails are leaned up against the building. She was trapped in that corner. I just reached down there and pulled her out. So that made 27. Oh, so I went out to turn the lights on to the cats, for the cats in the barn, oh my gosh, in my shop. And there was a chicken in there. So that's 28. I believe 29, number 29, is over in a tree by Tony's. And I can't, it's dark now and I can't, she's up in a high tree. She's like taller than his house, up high. So I can't get her out. So I know one is safe in the shop. She's, I mean, you know, she's as warm in there as she would be in the chicken coop, except for the chicken coop, they have all the other little chicken body heats heating up that coop. She's not gonna have that, but she could lay on that blanket underneath that heat light. But so that's the two. That's two. One in the shop and one in a tree above Tony's house. So I know where all 29 of my chickens are, and I'm so happy that all of them but one, the one in the tree. Now the guineas are in the tree. I don't know. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, we make such a big deal, but maybe it's not. Anyway, I got all my chores done. I got the light on out there for the cats. Got everything fed. Threw them out extra hay, and I put second servings of food in the goats. So they not only had their scoop, but then I went back around and put one more scoop. So they were completely eating. Molly was completely done and ready. They were still eating, but so they were already starting to run around. So I knew they were finishing up and looking for other food, and the other ones, you know, forcing each other off. So it's like, whatever. So, but they've got a lot of extra hay tonight to eat on. And so I'm completely happy with everything outside. My pipes are wrapped. My one pipe, I went out to do, what was I going to do? Oh, put some more water in Molly and Minky's water thing. And even though I had the pipe, the black stuff that you put on the pipes, the foam stuff was on there, I had not put that styrofoam cap over the faucet, and water wouldn't come out. I was like, dadgum, this is already frozen in a week. So it was like God just blessed me, because I had messed with the faucet and I thought I'd gotten it turned off. I mean, when I walked away from that faucet, my mind just says, well, the water's turned off. Nothing's coming out anyway, but I turned it off. I mean, I know it was frozen. It was really hard to turn, but I thought I turned it off. And then I went and got the cap, because that was the only thing I hadn't done, was put them two caps. I put the stuff on them the other day, but I hadn't put the caps on. And I had the one in the chicken yard and the one right here at the corner where the water hose goes for Minky's water. And I put the cap on in the chicken yard. Then I put the cap on here, knowing that this one wouldn't even come on anyway. It was already frozen. And then I had some boxes and trash, like just random boxes and garbage, but not household garbage. That goes to the dumpster, but boxes and packages and stuff like that, I just burn it. And so I thought, well, I have those boxes I could get burned, and there was some tree limbs that had fallen out, so I was out there doing that kind of stuff. This was in the middle of the day today. And while I'm standing there by that fire, all of a sudden I hear something, and I'm looking around trying to figure out where I'm hearing something. The water had come on in that one faucet that I thought was clogged. So I was able to fill up Minky's water and then take the water hose off. I put the water hose on, filled up Minky's water, then took it off again, made sure I had completely turned. By then it was thawed enough that it was turning easy, and then I realized, well, that's what it was. It was so tight, frozen, that I thought I'd turned it all the way and it was off, but really I just turned it as far as it would go because it was frozen. And then I was able to turn it all the way, and I'm just like, if I had not started a fire and been standing out there, I would not have known that water was running out of that water hose or out of that faucet until I went out just now, and it would have been hours. It would have been four or 5 hours of water just spraying out across the backyard. So, you know, just God is always looking out for us if we just open our eyes and see. All right, I'm going to go. I love you guys. I've made such a long video, it's probably never going to upload. I may have to cut it into 2 videos or cut a bunch of stuff out. But I love you guys. God bless y'all. Stay warm. And I pray everybody keeps power. And y'all pray that we keep power.